Hi there, it's Heather and I am in London, specifically at the Nomad London. I've based my stay here for about 2 weeks to check out this really awesome hotel. I'm so in love with it. They have such a New York vibe. It's not that stuffy upper crust British hotel. This is kind of super high-end, funky. You feel like you're in New York City art gallery, but at the same time, this really super old building with secret passageways, and it's a little bit mystery, all elegance. It actually used to be a courthouse and a prison that the Nomad took over, turned into this gorgeous hotel, and we are going to explore it because I think you are going to love it as much as I do, and this is where you're going to want to stay when you come to London. I'm in a grand room, which is just slightly bigger than the standard rooms, but European hotel rooms are tiny, so I feel like that extra space really makes a difference. But what I love about this room is that it just feels so large. There's a giant window on one wall looking over the Royal Opera House. The ceilings are so huge and vaulted, so it makes the room seem a lot larger than it is. And there's really kind of like an art gallery aesthetic to it. So you have these beautiful moldings and a gorgeous fireplace that kind of nod to the history, but then there's these fun little art prints hung all over the room that kind of give it this really cool New York hip vibe, and it makes it feel more modern and not quite as stuffy. There isn't a lot of storage, so something to keep in mind. You know, just be prepared to live out of a suitcase or something. But they have a cool mini bar with complimentary water. They have this little coffee set up, and they were so gracious. They brought me some almond oat milk to have, and they'll email you ahead of time to just check in with you. There's a fun makeup area. Also the bathroom, oh my gosh, the bathroom. It is huge. It's like 3 times the size of my bathroom back in LA. It's all this gorgeous Italian Carrara marble, but the floors are heated tile. That was a nice surprise because I haven't had heated tiles since I lived in the Northeast. So that was fun. But the shower, Justin, the first day we were here, spent half an hour exclaiming from the shower how it is the best shower he has ever had in his entire life. And he's kind of this weird shower snob. I don't get the whole thing. But it's huge and the water pressure is everything. And that is unusual in Europe. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving this room. Cannot say enough good things. When I was deciding where I wanted to stay in London, I was being really picky about it. There was a certain area that I wanted to stay in that was going to be close to all the things that I wanted to do. But within that area, there weren't many hotels that were at a good price point. All of the higher end properties are really well over $10,000 for a lengthy stay. And so why I went with the Nomad is that it's still a really nice property. It's elevated, it's luxurious without feeling stuffy, but it's not overly expensive. It's not inexpensive, but it's certainly within the realm of possibility for most people. The location is fantastic. It's in Covent Garden, which is the theater district. So if you're going to be seeing a lot of shows, the opera, some West End options, this is the best place you could possibly stay. It's only a block and a half from an underground station, so you have access to the rest of London within a 3-minute walk from the hotel. So I'm really loving this property for the location and the price point. I don't think it can be beat at all. You have quite a few options for food here at the Nomad, and they're all pretty fantastic. Obviously, you're staying in London, you should get out, go explore the area. But for those days when you just want to stay close to home, the Nomad has the restaurant, which is this gorgeous space in the center of the hotel with the atrium, and it looks like you're in a greenhouse. It's so beautiful. And they do breakfast and dinner and Sunday roast. And I had both breakfast and dinner there, and the food was fantastic. The service was wonderful. There's also Side Hustle, which kind of does like a Latin-inspired tapas menu, which was really cool. And it's also good to know that they do a room service menu for breakfast where you just fill out your little card, hang it on the door the night before, and they will deliver breakfast, the same breakfast that you can get downstairs, to your room, which I've taken advantage of countless times because I'm busy trying to get ready in the morning and get out the door, and their lattes are phenomenal. You're in London, so you know that cocktails are gonna be a big part of your stay here, right? Like, they're a drinking culture, which I am here for. And the Nomad doesn't disappoint. There are so many bars in this little hotel, it's impressive. So you have Side Hustle, which I mentioned before is kind of like a tapas place, but this is your neighborhood pub. It looks very much like a British pub. It is packed during happy hours as locals get off of work and come on in. I had a fantastic Pim's cup there. And the bar staff is really great, and they have a crazy cocktail menu as well. And then there is the lobby bar. So right next to the restaurant, they have a little bar off the side that kind of looks like this chic Parisian boudoir situation. This is where you're gonna come before the theater or before the opera, and you're gonna dress all fancy here and sit and sip your martini while you wait for your table. And then of course in the afternoon, you have the library where you can have your sidecars and your martinis and really whatever cocktail you want, but sit in the cozy sofas and just enjoy yourself and relax. This is where you decompress after your day out sightseeing, and you just kind of rehash what it was that you got to do that day. And then there's a little secret called common decency. This is really the Nomad speakeasy situation, which I can get behind. It's kind of a nod to the New York City vibe with the speakeasies. It's located outside of the hotel, down the basement stairs, and it's only open a few nights a week, so make sure you check. But they are really into innovative cocktails here and just kind of having like a sexy, vibey scene on the weekends. I'm in the library, which to me is one of the coolest spots ever. It's essentially just a lounge off the lobby, and during the day you can come and just sit, grab a book. They have a legit library broken down by sections. There's a map they'll give you so you know where the books you'd be interested in are. But it's also like a little cafe. You can come in the morning and get coffee and pastries, or in the afternoon they have staff on hand to bring you and mix you cocktails, so you can kind of just chill out and have like this little quiet vibe before you go out for the evening. What I'm finding so charming are all of the public areas for guests to relax. There's places with comfy little sofas or intimate seating areas to grab a magazine, people watch, sit with a cocktail. This isn't a hotel where they're encouraging you to come in and come out. They want you to get cozy, put up your feet, relax a little bit, and take in the space. I don't know what this place is, I just stumbled into it, but I feel like there's stuff like this around every corner in the Nomad. Doors that lead to nowhere, stairs that lead to nowhere, but this is like the coolest, sexiest speakeasy type bar that is not in use. It's got like this moody Victorian feel to it, and I am so here for it. This is awesome. There's a little subterranean gym action happening here. As you can see, not a lot of people, nobody's in here working out. But what's cool is that there's artwork all over the walls, so they continue kind of the art school vibe here. And also, I just read that they have a Peloton, and if you don't have an account, they have an account you can use, so you can get your spin in and do the whole Peloton thing without actually having to have a subscription. I've never seen that at a hotel before, so that's pretty cool. So there's no spa here at the hotel, which is kind of a bummer. That was one of our things that we were looking for. But instead, they do have partners that they work with. So they have a facial studio in the area and then also a massage team. So you can go ahead and speak with the concierge and they will order in those services for you, and they take place right in your hotel room. So well, it's not the pool steam room situation that some of us like. You do still have the option to get those services taken care of if that's something you like to do on vacation. Here's a cool thing that the Nomad does. Every day they have something they call intermission, which is really like a happy hour. Some days of the week it takes place in the library, other days it's in common decency, but it's kind of just a time for guests to come and relax, get to know each other, get to know the staff, have, you know, a few tapas, and I think they have a cocktail even that they provide complimentary while you sit and relax. It's from 6 to 7 every day, and I'm about ready to go check it out, so let's see what it's all about. Like I mentioned before, the Nomad London used to be a police station slash prison slash court, and they've actually taken part of the old building and turned it into the Bow Street Police Museum. And because you're staying here, you get free access. So it's something that you should definitely check out and take advantage of while you're staying here, because it's pretty cool. Let's go. Well, I'm sad, but it's almost time for me to go home, so that means my stay at the Nomad is ending. And I'm kind of bummed because I really loved it here. Overall, my impression of this hotel is so awesome. It is just vibey and cool and artsy. I really felt more like I was at a New York City hotel than a London hotel. And that's a really high compliment to me because that's where I come from. What I liked about it, besides the location, which is fantastic, is just kind of the whole experience. You were staying at a really fancy hotel, but it didn't feel stuffy. You know, you had a doorman who opened the door for you every single time you walked in, but he wasn't in a top hat and tails, and you didn't have to feel intimidated when you were walking in a pair of sneakers and jeans after you were just out sightseeing all day. And to me, feeling comfortable where you're staying is really the most important thing. And the staff here have went above and beyond. They found out that I eat plant-based, and they stocked my in-room fridge with different plant-based milks for my morning tea and coffee. Every time we went to the concierge, whether it was to ask about the best trains to take to go somewhere or recommendations for restaurants in the area, they were super friendly, spot on. They gave me a list of some of the best restaurants in Covent Garden that I would never have thought about. Everyone was just really friendly. They couldn't wait to help you. You know, they left little surprises in the room for you occasionally, and I just felt really well taken care of. From now on, anytime I come back to London, this is going to have to be my home base because it's just beautiful. It's a really good location, and I felt so well taken care of without being nickel and dimed. So I cannot recommend the Nomad enough. And if you have any questions about it, you're coming up, you're gonna stay here soon, pop them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Heather, and I will see you next time. Bye.